Lobbies are one of the most important components found in a fighting game. While some people play for single player or for ranked, some people play fighting games primarily with friends or with communities. The quality of private lobby systems varies between many modern fighting games. Some are feature-rich and capitalize on how much of a social experience fighting games are. Some are bare bones, but by all means some people just want them to function. Some though are just a mess. We're gonna pull together mechanics and features from a dozen fighting games to construct the ideal fighting game private lobby system. This can serve as an example of the kind of features people who primarily play lobbies love to see, and by all means feel free to comment any additions or changes you'd make. I don't intend to scoff at lobbies of games that lack any of these features. Certainly this isn't a make or break subject for my purchase or enjoyment of a game. Rather, I think they make the experience of private lobbies more efficient, and this video has been something I've thought about every time I sit in a Soul Calibur lobby with my friends thinking, wow, I want to play. Let's start with our super basic functioning lobby. Our bare bones features that most modern fighting game lobbies include are a lobby name, a password option, the option to make the lobby private, and 8 slots. Now with that, let's get started. Guilty Gear Xrd is where we'll begin, as it has the most features we're going to pull from, and as far as I'm concerned, it's the best lobby system as of this video. Let's start with the biggest feature we're pulling: stations. Guilty Gear lobbies are 3D environments you walk around in with an avatar, and it's meant to function like an arcade where 2 players get on a setup to fight and players queue up behind them to use that setup. However, if you don't want to wait in a queue, you can just walk over to another station, as Guilty Gear calls them, and fight someone else in the lobby. The biggest problem still found in fighting game lobbies is the amount of downtime with very minimal engagement between your matches. Setups drastically minimize this problem. We're gonna build on this concept using other fighting games that have a similar system, but in the meantime, let's list the rest of the features that we'll take from Guilty Gear. And those include nameable lobbies, the password is hidden with asterisks, online trading mode, which is a highly underrated feature I think is a must. Even offline trading mode itself is accessible from the lobby. Different rotation types like winner stays, loser stays, or random, private slots instead of a private toggle, which is a great feature for things like streaming, a setting to exhibit what kind of matches the host is looking for, a rank restriction, a connection restriction, skip time limit for if a player ends up next to fight but is AFK and holding up the lobby, closing the room announcement, mid-match spectating, a room menu to hold all of the possible settings you'd want access to, voice chat toggle, and battle chat toggle. And battle chat is for the messages that you can send during a fight when spectating and they fly across the screen like it's Nico while you're watching, so we'll add battle chat too. And as a quick side note, I think we should acknowledge the avatar system that Arc System Works always goes with as well. After all, form follows function. Dead or Alive 6, yeah, the game that launched without lobbies actually now has a pretty respectable lobby system that I have to sing praises to. Let's take a look at what we can take from it. DOA 6 boasts a similar setup to Guilty Gear stations, but instead calls them match slots, and it can have up to 8 match slots in a lobby. With this, you can have up to 16 players in a lobby. I think both these numbers may be a little too high, maybe 6 match slots and 12 players I think would be a good balance. Nothing wrong with going higher, but the problem with some fighting games with King of the Hill line lobbies is that they have up to 8 players in the same queue, and that's pretty ridiculous how long that wait can be. I think for a single file line it should be like 4 to 6. Anyways, other features include a consecutive win limit for the love of God, region restriction, which I find is more reliable than a connection restriction, and it has 3 options, same, nearby, and any. And swapping to spectator is as simple as pressing R3. If you have to go AFK for any reason, the option to switch to spectator or just pass your turn shouldn't be hidden in a menu. It really should just be a hotkey. The King of Fighters 14 has a few features worth talking about. First off, we're going to expand further on our station system. In KOF 14, the different match stations have different rotation types per station, tourney, series, elim. I'm proposing to take this concept to the next level and let the player choose which kind of mode each station should be. For example, stations 1 and 2 can be set to King of the Hill, 3, 4, and 5 can be set to online training, and a 6th station can be set to team mode. Now we're also going to pull the following: the option to disable streaming of your lobby, which has since made its way into DBFZ, Crosstag, and Unist. Replay saving options, as they basically cover all the ones you would want. Don't save, save every time, or ask before saving. A default character and stage system, which Guilty Gear has this too, but in KOF you can actually be in the spot about to play and still change the team you want to use, customize your team, or change your preferred stage. Street Fighter V has some of the strongest individual customization in a fighting game, so we're definitely going to be bringing as much of that in. We should bring in the following: the player settings, which is your default character, stage, and even music and random stage selection. And I'd go even a step further and say there should be 3 sets of preferences that you can switch between quickly, like in 2v2 or 3v3 games. On top of this, have the option to turn on character select and ignore the player defaults altogether if you plan on playing multiple characters between matches. The password can be set only using a controller. Even on PC, where you may not want or be able to reach the keyboard, you just want to hold the controller and be comfy. Disable crossplay, of course, if a game has it, and the lobby settings can be changed after the lobby was already created. Okay, now it's time for the lightning round. We don't have as much to pull from these games or much to explain from them, so we'll just go through them really quickly. Here we go. Ultra Street Fighter 4, in addition to King of the Hill and Training Mode, this game also had Team Mode. The Mortal Kombat Collection, no DRM. Mortal Kombat 9, 2 local players can go online together, and also spectators are represented on screen. Dragon Ball FighterZ enable a rematch prompt after a match. You might as well, it saves time when you don't have to go back to the lobby and can just play again. Guilty Gear does have rematch as a rotation option, but I think it should just be its own option. Smash Bros Ultimate, set the lobby music and change the lobby music whenever. Soul Calibur 6 has some of the best and most useful shortcuts in a fighting game, where other games tend to just treat shortcut messages like a joke. If people want to do something constructive with their shortcut messages, just copy Soul Calibur 6. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and Marvel Origins Online. While this wouldn't apply to many fighting games, these games had the option to ban characters. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. This one doesn't have anything we're gonna copy, actually it's an example of what not to do. But the biggest problem isn't just how bland the UI is, but it's how the options are thrown around everywhere in every menu. You get 5 options when making it. Press X in the lobby gives you more options. Disabling in-battle voice chat is hidden under the Y button. Now there's a ton of overlap in settings and also some features I've missed out on from fighting games I just haven't played. And I've said ideal because I don't realistically expect every fighting game to be able to work in all of these options and settings. But if I could reach out as if this was an open letter to any fighting game developer on what people love to see in a private lobby system, I'm hoping that this video in the comments ought to act as a good resource to consider. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.